Can you use the iPad outdoors? Well, let's try to test that. So there was a stream of light that was flowing through my room, and I decided to use that before I can finally, take the iPad outside. And from what I was seeing here, I was a bit disappointed. I just thought that it would not stand a chance in the real environment, which was outside. Because right here, it just felt like it wasn't even, usable. I mean, you could see some things, but the reflections were just too strong. It just felt like they would distract you from actually doing the work. So I was like, me taking this thing outside won't, really make anything, like, won't be any better because, like, it's already performing poorly against this, less strong, intense sunlight. But of course, as you can see here, it didn't seem that bad. You could read if you're like a serious student, but like, I just didn't see the point. Now, when I took it outside, the first environment that I stood in, as you can see here, I was like, whoa, wait, what? It looked so nice. And what I must actually mention is that I was using my iPhone 11 to shoot this footage, and I noticed that it looked way worse on the video than in actual reality. So this right here looks way better when you're like looking at it in person. So in this environment, which by the way I must mention, I was standing in a shade, and so the sun wasn't really affecting me directly. But what actually happens when you change the environment and the sun is only focusing on you, your iPad, and your environment. Now, this right here is so clear that it is not usable. The reflections are too strong and the backlight is on 100%, but like it just wasn't doing anything. So I was like, nah, in this environment, you cannot use it. But again, circumstances, maybe you only have that environment at that time and you're forced to use it, then maybe you can force yourself to do it. But the downside of actually using it in this sort of environment where the sun is just too strong and bright is that it would make your iPad overheat. And when your iPad overheats, the problem is that your battery is going to drain like crazy. And if you use an iPhone or whatever, device from Apple, you know how overheating affects your battery. But not only that, another downside of this environment is that since it's too bright, your screen, your iPad or whatever has to compensate for that by setting the backlight on 100%. And that in turn means that your battery is going to drain a lot faster as well. So you have two factors that are making your iPad lose its battery very quickly. So using the iPad outside in general is very much possible, depending on how strong the light is that day. But it's going to make your battery drain faster. You have to work in a sort of way that you compromise your work. And honestly, generally, I would say that I just don't see the point of it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think.